What do you kind of think of him as a trainer, and kind of seeing his technique?
He seems very positive, very hardworking, and I think that he probably sees all of his clients' greatest potential. So he does seem intense, but it would be nice to work with someone like that who could just see where I'm at right now and then just see how far I can go if I challenge myself.
Just wrapped up my first virtual training session with my new trainee, Alana. We had a great workout. She's very teachable. She has a lot of energy. Even with a week behind with all the other trainees, I think we can still catch up and win this competition. Stay tuned. Accountability and passion, baby. Let's go. Welcome to the After Hour. I'm your host, Rob Lou. This is the Get Back. I want to first send a shout out to everyone that's been continuing to have their voice being heard and spreading the awareness for Black lives. It's all about empowering us and our own people and sticking up for each other and continue to have that conversation go on. So I appreciate everyone that's been continuing that going on, and I also appreciate all the support that you have been giving us over the years and the support of us with the Get Back. So let's get right into it. Without further ado, this is week 1. So let's tap in and see all the work that these trainers and trainees have been putting in, man. Welcome to the After Hour. This is the Get Back. This is week 1. Let's get it popping. You already know what it is.
This is not just about this contest during this period of, about a month, but it's more so about changing a lifestyle and developing habits that will help me to, avoid major diseases throughout my entire life. Like, I definitely want to avoid things like hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. And so for me, it's really just a change of mindset and a change of habits for a long term. So it's not just about this contest right now.
What would you kind of tell some people that want to embark in their fitness journey, but they're a little hesitant and scared to kind of get started?
Let me tell you, I was that person. And I needed, Tyrone was in my ear, like constantly telling me that, this would be good for me. So I said, what is there to lose, honestly? But the fear of just putting yourself out there at a vulnerable state is the scary part. So I think that, once you get past that, and not being so hard on yourself, and wanting to do it for yourself and maybe your family or whoever you want to do it for, I think that will be, that's the key.
You got to start somewhere. I was a little nervous about people tracking my journey, but I think it applies like more pressure towards like a little more motivation, because it's like, shit, I got to submit my weight this week. I don't want to like embarrass myself, especially embarrass Dominguez. So you got to start somewhere.
We always put, as women and as people in general, we always put ourselves second, and we go and do other things, for other people, you know what I mean? We need to stop putting ourselves first. And this is one of the greatest things that you can start with is your health, because that's what's going to determine how long, you're going to live, you know what I mean? That's going to determine on how much you care about yourself, how much you love yourself, you know what I mean? Because when you look in the mirror, especially when, earlier in your life you was one way, and then all of a sudden, as we get older, we don't stay the same. But it's not that we can't stay the same. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We gotta want it. And if you really want it, I go for it. Because again, I have lost weight. I have gained weight. I notice as I get older, the weight gets harder to come off. So I'm determined to get it off and keep it off.
What was one of the toughest obstacles you had to overcome kind of starting this fitness journey and just continuing through?
Toughest obstacle. Probably that surgery, because I was bed rest for 3 months. It really set me back in terms of my performance. Obviously, being bedridden, not able to move, just pretty much just waiting on the doctor's clearance. I have to start back from scratch, and that's the thing about fitness is like you have to be consistent. The minute you take off a month or two, like, and ideally you do need a rest, but taking a long time periodically off it's gonna set you back. You know what I mean? You need to keep that tension on that muscle if you want to excel at a higher rate, because it's easy to hit a plateau in fitness if you continue to do the same thing. So you want to constantly hit the muscles.
After I had my son, it was a very hard transition. It took me about a year to get back to my regular body and how fit I was before. A lot of people will look at you and say, "Oh, you popped right back up after pregnancy." Oh, I didn't. I said it was a hell of a journey. It took some time. It took a lot of patience. It took a lot of consistency. It took a lot of discipline to really get back to where I was. And even after a year, you obviously see areas where you're like, I still got more work to do. But my son definitely motivated me to push myself and get to that point again. But throughout the whole process, sometimes it could be discouraging, where you're like, oh, I never been this heavy before. And I mean, if you've seen my picture before, after I had my son, you could tell I had put on a lot of baby fat. And for some people it's easy to get off, some people it's not. For me, I was kind of like in the middle, because I was fighting with myself, like, I need to be active, but then when you don't see change after a certain period of time, you get a little discouraged, like, this isn't working, should I just give up? And I'm just like, no, I'm going to stay positive through it all, and I'm just going to keep pushing myself to keep going until I get there. And eventually I did, and I was super proud of myself, and I was kind of surprised too, like, wow, I really did that.
Dieting. You can't eat what you want. It's tough, especially for us black folk. We love what we love, the fried food, the salts, anything that packs on the carbs. So that's the dieting, man. Like, I tell people, the dieting's harder than the actual workouts. The workouts is all mental. The dieting, you seeing stuff, you're just like, dang, I don't want that. Like, you reaching for it, like, I can't grab that. That's too crazy right there. You just gotta grab that water right there. You can't grab, making slight adjustments by far is the toughest thing. But once you get over that hump, just like anything else, it's just like you start to see those things that you used to eat and be like, yeah, definitely. And it even feels heavier on you. You go a while without eating certain fatty foods, and then you go back and eat it. It's like, damn.
Being patient with the process, I think that's the hardest part, because again, you can't sit here and think, okay, I'm gonna work out today, work out tomorrow, and then next thing you know, you're looking for results, and it doesn't happen that fast. And even myself noticing, like, okay, Doc, I'm not where I want to be at, but just making sure that I'm patient with myself. And I feel like a lot of people fail with fitness because they're not patient with themselves and really just thinking like, okay, your accomplishment was leaving out the door and going to work out today, rather than looking at, Dad, I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
Next time on the Get Back.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Can you see it?
See?
I don't know. I could go hit the weight thing with you. I don't know you want to. We have a thing we want to reach.
If it's weight related, I don't want to hear it. That's what happens, man. Everything counts.
That's crazy. I'm like, oh my God.
I gotta come back then. Jeez.
I know, but who better, man, but you, man?
I know, man. I love this shit.